What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So I want to address the major change that just went down. President Biden has made a change that is going to change the PPP loan program. What we know as of right now, on Wednesday, this is when the change is going to go into effect. On Wednesday, we are going to see anybody that applies for the PPP loan program, you must have 20 or fewer employees, or else you have to wait. This means that for 2 weeks, this is how long this change is going to be in effect. You have to wait 2 weeks if you have more than 20 employees. And the reason why President Biden is doing this is to hopefully help out the smaller businesses, the mom and pop shops, or the small time businesses that are currently needing some form of relief. So if you have a small business with 20 or less employees, then you can apply for the PPP loan program. Also, if you have some type of side hustle that you use to make money and you do claim taxes on this, you do pay taxes, this is an actual business, then you can get a PPP loan as well. So that's really good there. This loan is forgivable as well. So as long as you follow their guidelines, you can forgive this entire loan. Now, let's get into the stimulus update because there are some big things that are happening today. First, if you don't know this already, the stock market is taking a dive. It is taking a dive. We're seeing Tesla in the low 700s. We're seeing a lot of companies really sell off. And some people are saying this could be the start of the bubble. We will see. But today, Janet Yellen, she said that we need to act fast to provide relief to the American people. And they need help now. Some are saying that without this new stimulus package coming in quickly, then yes, we will see the stock market sell off. We will see many people struggle. We will see many people who invested into the markets, they will lose all of their savings. So we need to see more relief. Now, I am all for people investing in the stock market, but the way a few articles made this sound was anybody that is invested in the markets, they're just going to lose everything that they have. And it's all because we need additional stimulus. But that's not the real reason why we need stimulus. Who cares about the stock market? Yes, it's going to impact a lot of people, but at the same time, there's people out there that cannot afford food. Who cares about the market and investing? They cannot provide the essentials for themselves and their family. So because of that, that is the reason why we need stimulus. So some of these articles referencing that we need stimulus or else the market's going to sell off, I think they're very out of touch with actually what is happening here in this world. So Janet Yellen also went on to say that the money will more than pay for itself and there should be no worries about going deeper into debt because it is so cheap, borrowing money is so cheap that we should be doing that hand over fist at this point. And this stimulus package will provide the hardest hit individuals with additional relief to get them through this pandemic. This includes provisions like $1,400 stimulus checks, $400 per week in unemployment benefits, $3,600 or $3,000 for child tax credits, $1,500 in an earned income credit, initial rental assistance, food assistance, and so much more. She did go on to say that discussions on a wealth tax will still be ongoing. However, that adding this provision within this $1.9 trillion stimulus package would actually be counterproductive, that we should be talking about this for the upcoming infrastructure bill sometime in the future. Also, today the House Budget Committee did advance their $1.9 trillion stimulus package, but this still has to go through the markup phase. And this could potentially take another day or 2 days. So some are saying that this needs to go through the markup phase before this can go to the full House for a vote. And reports as of right now do indicate that this vote will happen either this Friday or possibly Saturday of this week. Now, according to new reports for the Senate, here's what we're hearing. The Senate parliamentarian could rule on this $15 federal minimum wage provision sometime within the next couple of days. Some are saying that this will happen tomorrow. Others say we could see this happen before Thursday. Some lawmakers at this point are simply just waiting to see how the Senate parliamentary rules in order to decide whether or not they will vote in favor of this bill or not. Some say that if this $15 federal minimum wage provision doesn't get included into this stimulus package, that some are going to go back to the drawing board and are going to adjust or amend the stimulus figures in order to provide additional stimulus where it is needed. So this is something that I was speculating on a couple weeks ago, and now it is something that it's looking more and more likely that yes, if we do not see a $15 federal minimum wage increase, then what's going to happen is we are going to see lawmakers go back to the drawing board and adjust figures. I don't expect to see we get, amendments for a higher stimulus check. I don't see that happening, but I could see additional stimulus coming out in the form of weekly unemployment benefits go from $400, maybe $455, or possibly even $600. We could see additional credits as far as how you spend your money. There's still talks about a restaurant credit, where if you go and pay for food at a restaurant, whether it's for business or personal use, you could get a potential credit there. So we'll see what happens there. That is something that I think Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer would absolutely go for. But as of right now, we just don't know. So we also know that Joe Manchin will rule against, or will vote against the bill if the Senate parliamentarian says this doesn't abide by the Senate rules. And if Democrats try to overrule the Senate parliamentarian's rule, then yes, Joe Manchin would absolutely go against Democrats. This is something that hasn't really happened lately. We haven't heard a lot about this, but according to all reports, Joe Manchin is pretty much on that fence where it's okay, do one little thing and he's going to go towards the Republican side, or if it is going in favor of Democrats, he will side with Democrats. But at the same time, we still have to worry about Kyrsten Sinema, the Democrat out of Arizona. The good thing right now, according to what we're hearing, is that the possibilities of the possible amendments, the good thing about these possible amendments is that it should go fairly quickly. We're not going to see a lot of things take too much time, according to multiple reports. They are not expected to take very long to get any amendment done. The longest debate, according to a few reports, is actually saying that the longest debate would actually come from the $15 federal minimum wage provision being ruled in favor of Senate rules. So if the Senate parliamentarian, this is odd that this is one of the things that's being discussed, is if the Senate parliamentarian rules in favor and says that yes, this $15 federal minimum wage does abide by the Byrd rules in the Senate, then this is actually what's going to cause the longest debate, according to multiple reports. This is where Joe Manchin, Kyrsten Sinema, and Senate Democrats are going to debate whether or not this should really be included in this package, or should this be something we address in the infrastructure bill coming up in the next few months. So this is where Senate Democrats, Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema, are really going to have to decide whether or not to vote against this, or do they just accept it, let it pass, and then they move on. We don't know, but this is something we'll find out very soon. But all of this first has to pass through the House. One report out earlier today states the House progressives are still pushing for less targeting within the $1,400 stimulus checks. And they also want to see student loan forgiveness included. This is something that I was saying we would potentially see in the Senate with Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. However, reports out just this afternoon are saying no. We could potentially see this with Senate or House progressives pushing for this before it ever goes to a vote. So here's the big deal. This is huge. This is one of the big changes. House Democrats only have a majority of 221 to 211. Here's the problem. If they can only risk 5 votes and still get this bill passed, if 6 Democrats vote against this bill for whatever reason, maybe they're progressive and say, no, we need to put in student loan forgiveness, or we need to have less targeting in the $1,400 stimulus checks. If that's the case, then this bill might not even pass the House, let alone getting it over to the Senate. So what we know is that the timeline of this stimulus package really comes down to what happens this week. This is where it all comes down to. This week is going to be a pivotal week. I know you guys are going to roast me in the comments. I say this every single week. But honestly, every single week is a pivotal week regarding stimulus, because every single week that the American people don't see additional relief, it hurts more and more Americans. So will the Senate parliamentarian vote in favor of this $15 minimum wage? We should know that within the next few days. Will the House vote fall within party lines? It might, and we should know this possibly Friday or Saturday of this week. Or will everything fall apart with only 20 days left before the somewhat deadline on March 14th? This is all stuff that we need to consider because some things right now could happen, some things might not. So as we know more, I promise I will share all the updates that I get. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.